God placed this in front of you because something big is coming and your heart already knows it. You may not be able to explain it yet. You may not have the right words. You may not fully understand why this message reached you at this exact moment, but something inside you paused. Something inside you became quiet. Something inside you said, listen. So listen. Take one slow breath. Not a rushed breath, not a worried breath, a soft one. A breath that tells your body, I am safe right now. Feel the air moving in. Feel the air moving out. Feel the weight of your phone in your hand or the place where your body is resting. Feel the quiet around you, even if the world outside is not quiet. Feel the air near your chest. Feel that small space where worry has been sitting for too long. My dear, this moment is not here to scare you. It is here to wake something gentle inside you. It is here to remind you that your life is not random. You are not walking through empty days. You are not being forgotten. You are not being left behind while everyone else receives their blessing. There is a reason this has come before you now. Maybe this found you because your soul was tired of pretending it was fine. Maybe this found you because you have been asking for a sign. Maybe this found you because you are closer to a new chapter than you think. Breathe. There are moments in life that feel small on the outside, but very deep on the inside. A message, a sudden thought, a closed door, a feeling you cannot shake, a delay that keeps returning, a name that comes back to your mind, a dream that stays with you, a strange peace after a hard season, a pull in your heart that does not leave. At first, the mind says, it is nothing, but the heart knows. The heart feels when something has meaning, and this is one of those moments. God placed this in front of you not to confuse you, but to guide ye, not to make you afraid, but to help you pay attention, not to push you into panic, but to bring you back into trust. Something big is coming, but it may not arrive in the loud way your mind expects. It may come softly. It may come slowly. It may first come as peace. It may first come as release. It may first come as a simple knowing that you cannot keep living the same way anymore. Listen, your life speaks before it changes. Your spirit feels the movement before your eyes can see it. Before a door opens, something inside you often starts to shift. Before a blessing arrives, something old often begins to loosen. Before the new comes in, the heart may feel tender, unsure, or even tired. That does not mean you are going backward. It may mean you are being prepared. Place your hand on your heart if you can. Feel that gentle beat. That is life still moving through you. That is love still choosing you. That is proof that the story is not over. Say softly inside yourself, I am safe to see the sign before me. I trust that life is guiding me. Let those words be simple. Do not force yourself to believe them perfectly. Just let them enter the room of your heart. Let them sit there like warm light. Let them touch the places that have been scared. You do not have to understand the whole road today. You do not have to know what the next month will bring. You do not have to solve every problem before peace is allowed to come. You only need to be open enough to say, maybe this is here for a reason. Maybe this is not a mistake. Maybe this is not a delay. Maybe this is not the end. Maybe this is a doorway. A doorway is not the whole house. It is not the whole path. It is only the place where one space becomes another. And sometimes, my dear, life brings you to a doorway long before it shows you what is waiting on the other side. You may stand there with one hand on the handle, wondering if you are ready. You may look back at the life you know. You may feel fear in your chest. You may ask, what if I step forward and everything changes? But what if everything changes in the way your heart has been praying for? What if this moment is not here to take from you, but to lead you? What if God placed this in front of you because your spirit has already outgrown the place you are trying to stay in? There are seasons where you cannot keep carrying the same fear. You cannot keep speaking the same sad words over yourself. You cannot keep shrinking so other people feel comfortable. You cannot keep asking for a new life while holding tightly to the old pain that keeps you small. The sign before you may be gentle, but the message is deep. It says, wake up to your worth. It says, trust the timing. It says, something good is being prepared. It says, do not close your heart now. There are times when God places something in front of you because you have been too busy looking behind you. You have been looking at what did not work, what ended, who left, what failed, what hurt, what you lost, what you wish you had done differently. And while your eyes were turned toward the past, life was quietly setting something new in front of you, right here, right now, in this breath. This is why the present moment is so powerful. Not because everything in it is perfect, but because this is where guidance can reach you. This is where your next clear feeling can rise. This is where peace can begin. This is where your heart can hear the soft whisper that says, you are not alone. My dear, if you have been feeling strange lately, more emotional than usual, more sensitive, more tired of old patterns, more aware of what no longer feels right, do not judge yourself. Sometimes the soul becomes sensitive before a new door opens. Sometimes the body feels heavy because it is finally ready to stop carrying what it was never meant to carry. Sometimes tears come because your heart is washing itself clean. You are not falling apart. You are becoming honest. You are not weak. You are opening. You are not lost. You are being led. And yes, something big is coming, but do not hear that as pressure. Do not hear it as something you must chase. Hear it as comfort. Hear it as a reminder that life still has more for you. Hear it as a loving sign that your story has not finished giving you beautiful things. Something big may be coming as a new peace. Something big may be coming as a healed heart. Something big may be coming as a clear answer. Something big may be coming as a person who treats you with care. Something big may be coming as strength you did not know you had. Something big may be coming as the courage to finally choose yourself. Not every blessing arrives with noise. Some blessings come as calm. Some come as the power to say no. Some come as the strength to stop begging for love. Some come as a quiet morning where your chest does not feel so tight. Some come as the simple thought, I can begin again. That is a blessing too. Do not make your idea of big so narrow that you miss the holy changes happening inside you. Sometimes the biggest thing coming is not an outside event. Sometimes the biggest thing coming is the new person you are becoming, the softer you, the wiser you, the freer you, the you who no longer fights life, the you who no longer believes every fearful thought, the you who no longer thinks love has to hurt. That is big, that is sacred, that is real. God placed this in front of you because a part of you is ready to hear it. Maybe not all of you. Maybe one part of you still doubts. Maybe one part of you still says, but what if nothing changes? That is okay. You do not need perfect faith. You only need a small opening. One breath. One yes. One soft place inside that says, I am willing to trust again. Let this moment be that opening. You may have been asking, why is this happening? But perhaps the deeper question is, what is this preparing me to receive? You may have been asking, why did this door close? But maybe the better question is, what door would I never have noticed if this one stayed open? You may have been asking, why do I feel so different? But maybe life is answering, because you are not the same person anymore. Growth can feel strange before it feels good. A new chapter can feel lonely before it feels clear. Healing can feel heavy before it feels light. But that does not mean you are going the wrong way. It may mean that you are finally moving from the old room into a new one. And every doorway asks for trust. You cannot step through a doorway while holding the wall behind you. You cannot enter the new while gripping the old with both hands. You cannot receive the gift while your palms are closed around the pain. Open just a little. You do not have to open everything today. You do not have to give your whole heart to the unknown all at once. Just open one small place. Open the place that is tired of fear. Open the place that still wants to believe life can be kind. Open the place that knows you were made for more peace than this. Say softly, I open my heart to the good before me. I am willing to be guided. I am willing to receive. Let those words move slowly. Let them feel gentle. This is not a command. This is an invitation. My dear, what is in front of you now may not look like a blessing yet. It may look like a problem. It may look like a pause. It may look like confusion. It may look like a person leaving, a plan changing, a dream taking longer, or a quiet feeling that you need to move differently. But many blessings do not look like blessings at first. Many answers arrive dressed as changes we did not ask for. Many new beginnings begin as endings we did not understand. This is why you must not judge the whole path by one hard day. Do not call yourself forgotten because you are waiting. Do not call yourself unlucky because one door closed. Do not call your life broken because you cannot see the full picture yet. There is more happening than your eyes can see. There is more forming than your mind can explain. There is more love around you than fear wants you to believe. Right now, let your shoulders drop. Let your face soften. Let your breath become slow again. You are not being asked to carry tomorrow. You are being asked to notice today. Notice the sign. Notice the feeling. Notice the way your heart responds when it hears these words. God placed this in front of you for a reason. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone needs to. This message is not for the part of you that wants to argue. It is for the part of you that still believes there is a deeper order to life. It is for the part of you that knows love can guide. It is for the part of you that has been quietly praying, even without words, and that prayer has been heard. Maybe this moment is the first knock on the door. Maybe this message is the soft light under the doorway. Maybe this is life saying, get ready, but stay peaceful. Not rushed, not afraid, not desperate. Peaceful. Because what is truly yours does not need panic to find you. What God has placed on your path does not need you to become smaller. What is meant to bless you will not require you to abandon your soul. It will call you back to yourself. That is how you will know. A true blessing may stretch you, but it will not destroy your spirit. A true door may challenge you, but it will not ask you to hate yourself. A true sign may make you pause, but underneath it there will be a quiet thread of peace. Follow that peace, even if it is small, even if it is only a small breath in the middle of worry. Peace is often the first language of guidance, and today, peace is reaching for you. This may not be random. This may not be late. This may not be wrong. You may have thought this moment came by chance. You may have told yourself, I just found this. But what if this found you too? What if there are moments in life that meet us exactly when our hearts are ready? What if the message, the delay, the feeling, the person, the closed door, or the open door is not just an accident? What if it is part of a larger movement that has been quietly forming around you? My dear, life does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it places one small thing in front of you and waits to see if you will slow down enough to notice. Sometimes the sign is not bright or dramatic. Sometimes it is as simple as a sentence that reaches your heart. Sometimes it is a repeated feeling. Sometimes it is a quiet pull toward rest. Sometimes it is the strong knowing that you cannot keep ignoring your own soul. Notice. Look at how your body feels when something is true for you. Maybe your chest softens. Maybe your breath becomes deeper. Maybe your eyes fill with tears for no clear reason. Maybe your shoulders drop as if a weight has been taken away. Maybe your heart says yes before your mind can make sense of it. The mind often wants proof. The heart often recognizes truth. This is why some signs feel quiet but powerful. They do not need to explain themselves. They simply touch something inside you. The screen light on your face, the room around you, the sound of your breath, the small space between one thought and the next. All of it can become holy when you are willing to be present. A moment does not need to be loud to be meaningful. A sign does not need to be strange to be real. Sometimes the most important signs are simple because life knows your heart is already carrying enough, softly. There may be something in front of you right now that you have been calling a problem. But what if it is also a sign? Not a sign that you are being punished, not a sign that life is against you, a sign that something needs your attention, a sign that your heart wants healing, a sign that your path is changing, a sign that you are ready to stop choosing the same pain again and again. This may not be random. This may be a turning point. This may be the quiet beginning of a new way of living. Worry says nothing is happening. Trust says something is forming quietly. Worry says, I cannot see the answer. Trust says the answer may be growing where I cannot see. Worry says, what if I am being left behind? Trust says, what if I am being placed exactly where I need to be? You see, worry always wants to make a final decision before the story is finished. Worry looks at one hard day and says, this is my whole life. Worry looks at one closed door and says, no door will ever open. Worry looks at silence and says, I have been forgotten. But trust speaks more gently. Trust says, wait. Trust says, breathe. Trust says, there is more. Trust does not ask you to pretend everything is easy. Trust does not ask you to ignore pain. Trust does not ask you to smile when your heart is tired. Trust simply asks you not to decide that the ending is bad while the middle is still unfolding. My dear, perhaps the sign before you is asking you to stop calling delay a denial. Perhaps it is asking you to stop calling change a loss. Perhaps it is asking you to stop calling quietness emptiness. There are things happening in silence. There are answers being prepared in ways you cannot track. There are pieces moving behind the curtain of your life. You may not see them yet, but you can feel the shift. It is like the first light of morning. Before the sun fully rises, the sky begins to change. At first, it is only a small softening, a little blue where there was darkness, a pale edge of light near the horizon. The world is still quiet. The birds may not have started singing yet. The full warmth has not arrived, but anyone who has waited through the night knows what that small light means. Morning is coming. And my dear, this may be your first light. It may not be the full answer yet. It may not be the full blessing yet. It may not be the big change you have been praying for. But it may be the first sign that the night is not forever. It may be the soft proof that something is beginning. You do not have to see the whole sunrise to know the darkness is changing. Say softly, I notice the good that life is showing me. I am willing to trust what I cannot yet see. Let that be enough for this moment. Not everything needs to be forced into meaning. Not every small event needs to be studied with fear. But when something keeps touching your heart, when something keeps returning to your mind, when something brings peace, even though you do not fully understand it, honor that. Give it room. Ask gently, what is life trying to show me? Maybe life is showing you that you are stronger than you thought. Maybe life is showing you that you do not need to chase what is not choosing you. Maybe life is showing you that rest is not failure. Maybe life is showing you that your old way of thinking cannot come with you into the new chapter. Maybe life is showing you that you are ready for more love, more peace, more truth, more courage. A sign is not always about the outside world. Sometimes it is about your inner world. Sometimes the sign is that you no longer react the same way. The same thing happens, but you choose peace faster. The same fear rises, but you do not believe it as deeply. The same person disappoints you, but this time you do not beg to be seen. The same old thought appears, but this time you answer it with love. That is a sign. That is growth. That is God moving through your life in a quiet way. Do not ignore the small changes in yourself. They may be the first proof that something big is coming. Not because life is about to reward you for being perfect, but because your heart is becoming ready to receive what it once pushed away. Sometimes people ask for a sign, but then they expect it to look only one way. They expect the sign to be clear, loud, and easy. But life may send a sign through discomfort. It may show you what no longer fits. It may bring up an old fear so you can finally heal it. It may slow you down because you have been running past your own heart. It may remove something because you were too loyal to what was hurting you. That kind of sign can feel hard at first. But hard does not always mean wrong. A closed door can be protection. A delay can be mercy. A quiet season can be preparation. A sudden ending can be space being made. A repeated feeling can be your soul asking you to listen. My dear, think of the times when you did not understand something while it was happening, but later you saw why it had to be that way. At the time, it may have felt unfair. It may have felt confusing. It may have felt like nothing was working. But then later, you looked back and saw the shape of grace. You saw how one thing led to another. You saw how what left made room. You saw how what slowed down kept you safe. You saw how what broke open became the place where light entered. That is how life often works. It does not always explain itself first. Sometimes it asks for trust before understanding, and that can be difficult. It is not always easy to trust when your eyes see nothing. It is not always easy to believe when your heart has been disappointed before. It is not always easy to stay open when you have learned to protect yourself by closing. But today, you are not being asked to trust everything at once. You are being asked to trust this one moment, this breath, this feeling, this sign. God placed this in front of you because there is something here for you to notice. There is a message in what is happening now. There is a lesson, a blessing, a release, or a small light. Do not rush past it. Do not cover it with fear. Do not let the noise of the world make you miss what your soul is trying to hear. The next part is important because many people miss the sign by trying to control it. They ask for guidance, then they demand it arrive in a certain way. They ask for change, then they fear every change that comes. They ask for peace, then they keep feeding the same thoughts that make them feel unsafe. They ask for a new door, then they keep staring at the closed one. There is no shame in this. We all do it when we are afraid. But at some point, love gently asks us to stop fighting the very help we prayed for. What if the sign is not asking you to do more? What if the sign is asking you to soften? What if the sign is asking you to trust that the next step will appear after you take the first one? The first step may not be big. It may be resting. It may be forgiving yourself. It may be saying no. It may be drinking water and breathing slowly. It may be writing one honest sentence. It may be letting one old thought pass without following it. It may be choosing not to send the message. It may be choosing to pray instead of panic. Small steps can hold deep power. The sunrise does not arrive all at once. It grows. Light spreads slowly. The dark loses its strength little by little. The world does not shout, "The sun is here." It simply becomes brighter. Your life can become brighter in the same way, little by little, breath by breath, choice by choice. Do not insult your progress because it is quiet. Do not call your healing slow because it is gentle. Do not think nothing is happening because you cannot yet see the full form. Some of the most important work is hidden. Roots grow under the soil. Light builds before morning. The heart heals in small, private moments that no one else sees. And God sees all of it. Every tear you cried without telling anyone. Every time you kept going. Every time you chose kindness when fear wanted to harden you. Every time you whispered, "Help me," even if you did not know who you were speaking to. Every time you wanted to give up but stayed. None of it was wasted. None of it was unseen. None of it was random. My dear, there is a sign in the way you are still here. There is a sign in the fact that your heart still wants peace. There is a sign in the way these words reached you now, not last year, not 10 years from now, but now. Something in you is ready for a new level of trust. Not perfect trust, simple trust. The kind that says, "I do not know everything, but I am willing to be guided." The kind that says, "I feel afraid, but I will not let fear be my only teacher." The kind that says, "I have been hurt, but I am still open to good." That is enough. You are not asked to become fearless before good can come. You are not asked to be fully healed before life can bless you. You are not asked to understand every lesson before a door can open. Your willingness is already powerful. Your openness is already a beginning. Look gently at what is in front of you now, not with panic, not with pressure, not with the need to solve it all today. Look with the eyes of the heart. Ask, "What is this showing me?" Ask, "Where is love in this?" Ask, "What is the next peaceful step?" Then wait, not with fear, with trust. The sign is not random. The feeling is not empty. The message is not here by mistake. Something is moving, and your heart is learning how to hear it. Before the door opens, something inside you begins to change. Before the answer comes, your heart begins to make space. Before the blessing arrives, the old fear begins to loosen. This is how something big often begins. Not with noise, not with a sudden perfect plan, not with every person clapping for you, not with proof that everyone can see. It begins quietly. It begins in the secret places of your heart. It begins when you start to feel different about the things you used to accept. It begins when the old way no longer brings comfort. It begins when your spirit whispers, "There has to be more peace than this." My dear, do not be afraid of the quiet beginning. Many beautiful things begin where no one can see them. A seed does not look powerful when it is first placed in the soil. It is small. It is hidden. It does not announce itself. It does not say, "Look at me, I am becoming something wonderful." It simply rests in the dark earth and begins the work that only life can do. To someone looking from the outside, nothing is happening. But under the soil, everything is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is growing. Life is preparing the rise. And maybe that is where you are right now. You may look at your life and think nothing has changed. But inside, something has changed. You are not thinking the same way. You are not wanting the same things. You are not willing to betray yourself in the same ways. You are beginning to feel the difference between love and fear, peace and pressure, guidance and control. That is not small. That is the beginning. Wait. Grow. Something good is growing in your life, even if you cannot yet see it. You do not need to rush what God is growing. You do not need to dig up the seed every day to check if it is alive. You do not need to panic because the flower has not appeared yet. The soil is doing its work. The dark is not the enemy. The waiting is not empty. Say softly, something good is growing in my life. I do not need to rush what God is growing. Let those words calm the part of you that wants proof right now. Fear says, it is too small to matter. Love says, every seed begins small. Fear says, it is taking too long. Love says, growth has its own holy timing. Fear says, what if nothing comes? Love says, life is already moving under the surface. This is the gentle truth. Big change often begins as a small inner yes. A yes to rest, a yes to healing, a yes to leaving what hurts, a yes to believing that you are not too late, a yes to letting God guide the details, a yes to receiving love without fighting it. The world may not see that yes. Other people may not know how much courage it took. They may not understand why your voice is softer now, why your choices are different, why you are not available for the same old pain. But your soul knows. Your soul knows when a seed has been planted. Your soul knows when a new chapter has begun. Your soul knows when something big is coming, even before the mind has proof. My dear, give yourself 30 seconds of quiet, not to fix anything, not to ask for anything, just to notice. Notice your breath. Notice your chest. Notice the place in your body where hope still lives, even if it is small. Notice the part of you that has not given up. Notice the quiet strength that has carried you through every season you thought would break you. 30 seconds can become a doorway. 30 seconds can bring you back to yourself. 30 seconds can remind you that peace is possible now, not only later. You do not have to wait for everything to change before you become gentle with yourself. You do not have to wait for the big blessing before you trust life. You do not have to wait for someone else to understand before you honor what God is growing inside you. The seed does not ask the whole world for permission to grow. It simply grows. And you are allowed to grow too. You are allowed to outgrow the fear that kept you small. You are allowed to outgrow the story that said nothing good happens for you. You are allowed to outgrow the need to explain your healing to people who only understood your pain. You are allowed to become new in quiet ways. Sometimes the first sign of something big is not a new event. it is a new response. The same thing happens, but you do not fall apart the same way. The same fear rises, but you answer it with kindness. The same old memory comes, but it no longer owns your whole day. The same person says the same thing, but you no longer hand them your peace. That is growth. That is the seed breaking open. And when a seed breaks open, it may look like it is falling apart, but it is not dying. It is becoming. The shell must open for the life inside to rise. In the same way, parts of your old self may be breaking open now. Old beliefs, old habits, old ways of protecting yourself, old ways of seeing your worth. It may feel uncomfortable. It may feel uncertain. But perhaps you are not falling apart. Perhaps the shell is opening. Perhaps the life inside you is ready to rise. God placed this in front of you because something in you is ready to grow beyond the old soil. You may have been planted in a season of waiting, but waiting has not been wasted. You may have been hidden, but hidden does not mean forgotten. You may have been quiet, but quiet does not mean powerless. Seeds are quiet. Roots are quiet. Healing is quiet. Prayer is quiet. But quiet things can change everything. My dear, think of how many things begin in silence. A baby growing before the world sees its face. A flower forming before it breaks the ground. A new thought rising before it becomes a choice. A new life forming before anyone else can name it. The most sacred beginnings are often hidden first. So if your blessing is hidden, do not lose heart. If your answer is hidden, do not give up. If your progress is hidden, do not call it failure. Something may be forming in the dark that could not have formed in the noise. The world often teaches you to show everything, to prove everything, to rush everything, to make every part of your journey visible. But the soul does not grow by performance. The soul grows by truth. The soul grows when you are honest with yourself. The soul grows when you stop pretending peace can come from things that keep hurting you. The soul grows when you finally say, I want what is real. And what is real may begin quietly. It may begin with one honest prayer, guide me. It may begin with one soft choice, I will not speak badly to myself today. It may begin with one small release. I do not need to control this. It may begin with one gentle belief. Maybe good can still happen for me. Do not laugh at the small beginning. It may be carrying your whole next chapter. Something big may be coming in a quiet way. Not because you forced it, not because you begged life hard enough, not because you became perfect, but because your heart is becoming ready, your energy is softening, your mind is opening, Your spirit is listening. You are starting to understand that receiving is not the same as chasing. You are starting to understand that peace is not weakness. You are starting to understand that God does not need your panic in order to bless you. The seed does not scream for the sun. It turns toward it. You can do the same. Turn toward peace. Turn toward love. Turn toward the next kind thought. Turn toward the small sign of good. Turn toward the part of you that still believes. Do not give all your attention to fear. Fear is loud, but it is not always wise. Fear can point to what needs care, but it should not be allowed to lead your whole life. Let love lead. Let trust lead. Let the quiet knowing lead. There is a part of you that already knows something is changing. You may feel it in your chest. You may feel it in the way you are tired of old cycles. You may feel it in the way certain conversations no longer feel right. You may feel it in the way you want to protect your peace. You may feel it in the way you want to be closer to God, closer to truth, closer to yourself. That feeling matters. Do not push it away. Do not bury it under busyness. Do not call it silly. It may be the first green shoot coming through the soil of your life. And when the first shoot rises, it is still tender. It needs care. It needs patience. It needs light. It does not need harsh words. It does not need pressure. It does not need someone standing over it saying, "Why are you not a full tree yet?" My dear, speak to yourself with the same care. Do not say, "Why am I not healed yet?" Say, "I am healing." Do not say, "Why am I still afraid?" Say, "I am learning to feel safe." Do not say, "Why has nothing changed?" Say, "Something is growing, even if I cannot see it yet." Your words are water. Your thoughts are seeds. Your attention is light. Be careful what you keep watering inside yourself. If you water fear every day, fear grows. If you water trust, trust grows. If you water shame, shame grows. If you water love, love grows. This is not about blaming yourself. It is about choosing gently. It is about noticing what you are feeding with your attention. It is about asking, does this thought help me grow, or does it keep me in the dark longer than needed? You can choose a softer thought. You can choose one loving word. You can choose one breath of trust. And over time, those small choices become the garden of your life. Maybe today your garden does not look the way you want it to look. Maybe there are weeds of worry. Maybe there are old roots of pain. Maybe some dreams feel dry. Maybe some places feel empty. But do not curse the garden. Tend to it. Begin where you are. Pull one weed. Plant one seed. Give one drop of kindness. Let one ray of hope in. That is how new life begins. Not all at once, not perfectly, but truly. Something big begins quietly because the heart needs time to believe it is safe. If life gave you everything at once, you might not know how to hold it. If the door opened before you were ready, you might walk through it with old fear and call the blessing a threat. So sometimes love prepares you slowly. It teaches you to breathe. It teaches you to receive. It teaches you to stop apologizing for wanting a life that feels peaceful. Preparation is a blessing too. Waiting can be a blessing too. The hidden season can be a blessing too. My dear, if you are in a hidden season, bless it. Do not hate it. Do not think God has forgotten you because no one is clapping. Do not think nothing is happening because the outside looks still. There are roots in you now. There is strength in you now. There is wisdom in you now that did not exist before. You have learned through the pain. You have softened through the waiting. You have become deeper through the silence. And what is deep can hold more. This is why something big may be able to come now. Not because life suddenly decided you deserve it. You have always deserved good, but because you are learning how to receive without fear. You are learning how to stop pushing away peace. You are learning how to believe that good does not have to leave as soon as it arrives. That is a holy change, a beautiful change, a quiet change. And quiet changes are often the strongest because they are not built for applause. They are built in truth. So when you feel the small pull to pray, follow it. When you feel the small pull to rest, honor it. When you feel the small pull to let go, trust it. When you feel the small pull to choose peace over proving, listen. These small pulls may be the way God is guiding you into the next open door. Do not wait for a huge sign if a gentle one is already here. Do not wait for thunder if your heart is already being touched by a whisper. Do not wait for the whole path if the next step has already been shown. Take the next peaceful step. Just one. One step can begin a new season. One breath can calm a storm inside you. One honest yes can open a place that fear kept closed for years. One small act of trust can become the start of something your future self will thank you for. And maybe this is that step. Maybe listening to this now is part of the quiet beginning. Maybe these words are watering something inside you. Maybe a part of you that has been dry for a long time is receiving light again. Maybe hope is not gone. Maybe it was only buried. Let it rise slowly. Let it rise gently. Let it rise without needing to know everything. The seed does not know the full shape of the flower. It only knows to grow toward the light. You do not need to know every detail of what is coming. You only need to grow toward love. Grow toward peace. Grow toward truth. Grow toward the version of you that no longer lives in constant fear. Something good is growing in your life. Something kind is moving near you. Something wise is guiding you. Something big is coming, and it may begin with the quiet decision to believe that God has not brought you this far just to leave you here. You do not have to force the door that God is already preparing to open. that may be hard to hear when your heart is tired. It may be hard to believe when you have prayed, waited, tried, cried, and still cannot see the answer. When life feels slow, the mind begins to panic. It says, do something, push harder, make it happen, fix it now. And before you know it, your peace is gone. Your chest is tight. Your thoughts are running in circles. Your hands are closed around something that was never meant to be held so tightly. Release. Open. Take one slow breath and look at your hands for a moment. If they are holding your phone, feel the shape of it. Feel the warmth in your palms. Feel how your fingers naturally know how to grip. Now soften them just a little. Let your hands become open, even if only in your mind. This small action carries a deep message. It says, I do not have to hold life so tightly today. My dear, so much pain comes from trying to force what needs time. We try to force people to understand us. We try to force love to arrive. We try to force answers to come before the heart is ready. We try to force a closed door to open because we are afraid that if this door does not open, no other door ever will. But fear lies. Fear says, this is your only chance. Love says, what is meant for you cannot be lost. Fear says, you must make it happen. Love says, you can take the next step and still trust God with the rest. Fear says, if you stop pushing, everything will fall apart. Love says, if you stop pushing, you may finally see what is truly for you. You do not have to force what belongs to you. You do not have to beg life to remember you. You do not have to chase a blessing until your soul feels tired. You do not have to prove your worth before God can guide you. You are already seen. You are already known. You are already held in a love bigger than your fear. When something is placed in front of you, the first reaction may be to grab it, control it, shape it, and make it become what you want. But sometimes God places something in front of you not so you can control it, but so you can learn to trust. Sometimes the gift is not the thing itself. Sometimes the gift is what it teaches your heart. Patience, peace, courage, worth, readiness, the power to wait without losing yourself. Imagine a blank blackboard in front of you. Your mind walks up to it with a piece of chalk and begins writing every fear it can think of. What if it does not happen? What if I am too late? What if I made a mistake? What if this is the end? The chalk moves fast. The board fills quickly, line after line, fear after fear. Soon, there is no open space left. You cannot see clearly because the whole board is covered with worry. But now, breathe. Take a soft cloth in your mind and begin to wipe the board clean. Slowly, gently. No anger, no shame, just space. Let one fearful line disappear. Let one old story fade. Let one heavy thought become dust. You are not pretending fear was never there. You are simply choosing not to let fear write the whole story. You do not have to force. You do not have to chase. You do not have to prove. Say that to yourself slowly. You do not have to force the door. You do not have to chase what is guided. You do not have to prove you are worthy of good. Something in the body changes when you stop forcing. The breath becomes deeper, the shoulders lower, the face softens. The heart has a little more room. The stomach does not feel so twisted. Even if the outside has not changed yet, the inside begins to return to peace. And peace is not small. Peace is power. Peace is the place where you can hear guidance again. When you are forcing, you cannot listen. You are too busy pushing. You are too busy planning every possible step. You are too busy trying to make people act the way you want, trying to make timing move faster, trying to make the unknown feel safe before you trust it. But life often speaks in quiet ways. And if the mind is too loud, the heart cannot hear. This is why letting go is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is not saying, I do not care. It is saying, I care deeply, but I will not destroy myself trying to control what belongs in God's hands. It is not giving up on the blessing. It is giving up the panic. It is not walking away from hope. It is walking away from the belief that fear must be in charge. My dear, control can feel safe for a short time, but it becomes a heavy room. At first it says, I will protect you. Then it starts closing every window. It says, do not trust, do not rest, do not wait, do not open, keep checking, keep asking, keep worrying, keep holding, and soon the soul cannot breathe. Maybe this is why this message has come to you now. Maybe God placed this in front of you because you have been carrying too much. Maybe something big is coming, but your hands have been full of old fear. Maybe life is not asking you to do more. Maybe life is asking you to soften enough to receive. Before we go deeper, there is one gentle truth you must hear. You cannot receive with a closed fist. You cannot welcome peace while holding tightly to panic. You cannot step into the next chapter while trying to drag the old one with you. This does not mean you do nothing. This does not mean you sit and wait without care. It means you take the next honest step without trying to control the whole path. It means you do what you can with love, then release the rest. It means you show up, but you do not force. You pray, but you do not panic. You choose, but you do not cling. You act, but you do not make your peace depend on one result. There is a big difference between action and force. Action feels clear. Force feels tight. Action comes from trust. Force comes from fear. Action says, this is my next step. Force says, if this does not happen, I am not safe. Action leaves room for guidance. Force shuts the door on every path except the one the mind demands. Ask yourself gently, am I being guided or am I gripping? Do not ask with judgment. Ask with love. You may notice that the thing you are gripping is not even the thing itself. It may be the feeling you think it will give you. Safety, love, respect, peace, proof that you matter, proof that life is finally kind. But, my dear, what if God can bring you those feelings in a way your mind has not imagined? What if the exact door you are forcing is not the only way good can enter? What if the blessing is bigger than the form you keep demanding? Sometimes we ask for love and then decide it must come through one person. We ask for success and decide it must come through one path. We ask for healing and decide it must happen on our schedule. We ask for peace and then try to control every detail of the day. But God is not limited to the small plan our fear creates. Life has many doors. Life has many ways. Life has quiet paths that the mind cannot see when it is busy trying to break one locked door open. If a door is not opening today, do not call yourself rejected. Pause. Breathe. Ask, is this door closed or is it simply not time? Ask, am I meant to knock again later or am I being guided somewhere better? Ask, can I trust that if this is mine, the way will become clear? You do not need to know the answer right away. The question itself can soften you. I release the need to force life. I allow what is mine to come in peace. Let that affirmation move through the places inside you that have been tired. Let it touch the part of you that has been checking, waiting, watching, and wondering. Let it touch the part that keeps asking, when will it happen? Let it touch the part that feels afraid of being forgotten. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not missing the blessing because you are resting. Sometimes rest is the very place where the blessing finds you. The world may tell you that if you are not pushing, you are failing. But the soul knows better. The soul knows there are seasons for movement and seasons for stillness. There are seasons for planting and seasons for waiting. There are seasons for speaking and seasons for listening. There are seasons for knocking and seasons for allowing the door to open from the other side. You may be in a season where the door is being opened from the other side. Let that thought bring peace. You do not have to kick it down. You do not have to stand there crying and begging. You do not have to lose yourself in front of a door that may need only time. Sometimes the handle is already turning, but fear is too loud to hear it. Soften. Be still for a moment. Let your hands open again. Feel the warmth in your palms. Feel the space between your fingers. Feel how the body understands release before the mind does. Your hands know how to open. Your lungs know how to exhale. Your heart knows how to let go, even if it has been afraid. Give yourself 90 seconds today to stop forcing. Just 90 seconds. Do not check. Do not chase. Do not plan. Do not ask the same fearful question again. Sit, breathe, open your hands. Say, if this is for me, it will come in peace. If it is not for me, I will be guided to something better. 90 seconds may seem small, but it can begin to teach your nervous system a new truth. You can pause and still be safe. You can release and still be loved. You can stop chasing and still be chosen by life. My dear, the need to force often comes from old pain. Maybe there was a time when you did not feel protected. Maybe you learned that if you did not control everything, things would fall apart. Maybe you had to grow up too fast. Maybe you became the one who handled everything, carried everything, watched everything, fixed everything. And now, even when life is asking you to trust, your body still says, "No, I must hold it all." Be gentle with that part of you. Do not hate the part that tries to control. It was trying to keep you safe. It may not know yet that a new way is possible. It may not know that you are not alone anymore. It may not know that God can meet you in the places where you are tired of being strong. Speak to that part of yourself like you would speak to a child. You can rest now. You do not have to know everything. You do not have to hold the whole world. We are safe enough to breathe. The more you speak with love, the more control begins to soften. Not because you forced it to leave, but because you gave it what it was really asking for, safety. And when safety returns, trust becomes possible. This is where the door begins to change. Not always outside at first. Inside, the door inside your heart opens. The door to peace opens. The door to patience opens. The door to a new thought opens. And once the inner door opens, you may begin to see outer doors differently. Some you will no longer beg to enter. Some you will walk away from with peace. Some will open without struggle. Some will appear where you did not even think to look. This is how God guides without force. Quietly, clearly, lovingly. What is meant for you does not need you to become harsh with yourself. It does not need you to lose sleep every night. It does not need you to forget your body, your peace, your joy, your worth. If something requires you to abandon yourself completely, pause. Ask if it is truly guidance or only fear dressed as duty. Your peace matters. Your body matters. Your heart matters. Something big may be coming, but you are not meant to meet it exhausted from forcing every door. You are meant to meet it with open hands, a clear heart, and a spirit that says, "I trust the way will be shown." So today, if you feel yourself pushing, pause. If you feel yourself chasing, breathe. If you feel your mind writing fear all over the blackboard again, wipe one line away. You do not need to clear the whole board at once. Just one line, one thought, one fear, one small space for trust. And in that space, whisper, I release the need to force. I trust the door that is meant for me. I allow life to open in the right way. Let those words be enough for now. Let the door be held by God. Let your heart be held by peace. There are two voices inside you right now, and both want your attention. One voice is fear. It speaks fast. It speaks loudly. It tries to sound sure. It tells you all the reasons why you should worry. It reminds you of what went wrong before. It shows you old pain and says, see, this will happen again. It points to the unknown and calls it danger. It points to waiting and calls it rejection. It points to silence and calls it loss. The other voice is faith. It does not shout. It does not rush. It does not try to scare you into listening. Faith speaks softly. Faith waits. Faith says, breathe. You are still being guided. Faith says, this is not the end. Faith says, you do not need to understand everything today. Faith says, something good can still come from this. Yes. Stay. Place one hand near your heart and one hand near your stomach if you can. Feel the breath moving under your hands. Maybe it is deep, maybe it is shallow. Do not judge it, just notice. This is your body trying to feel safe. This is your heart asking to be heard. This is the place where fear and faith often meet. My dear, fear is not your enemy. Fear is the part of you that has been hurt before. Fear is the part that remembers the closed door, the harsh word, the lost dream, the moment when hope felt painful. Fear is the part that says, please do not let this happen again. It may sound controlling, but deep down it is asking for love. So do not fight your fear. Listen to it, but do not let it lead. Fear says, what if I am wrong? Faith says, what if I am being led? Fear says, what if nothing changes? Faith says, what if everything is already changing? Fear says, what if I trust and get hurt? Faith says, what if trust helps me heal? Fear says, what if this sign means nothing? Faith says, what if this sign is here because I am ready to see more? Both voices may be present. That does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. It means you are standing at an inner doorway. One part of you wants to go forward. Another part wants to stay with what is known, even if what is known is painful. That is normal. The old mind loves the familiar. The soul loves truth. And when truth begins calling you, the old mind may become nervous. It may say, do not change, do not open, do not trust, do not hope too much. It may try to keep you safe by keeping you small. But the soul says, there is more for you. There is a softer way to live. There is a peace you have not fully allowed yet. There is a blessing you do not need to chase. This is where love must become stronger than fear, not louder, stronger. Love does not need to scream. Love simply stays. You are allowed to feel unsure. You are allowed to need time. You are allowed to trust slowly. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to breathe before you choose. You are allowed to believe in good, even if your hands still shake. My dear, sometimes people think faith means never feeling fear, but faith is not the absence of fear. Faith is the choice to keep holding a small light while fear is talking. Faith is saying, I hear you, fear, but I will not let you write my whole future. Faith is saying, I have been hurt, but I am still open to healing. Faith is saying, I do not know what is coming, but I believe I am not alone. Faith can be simple. It can be one breath. It can be one kind word to yourself. It can be one moment of not believing the worst. It can be one pea Rayer whispered through tears. It can be one hand on the heart. It can be the small act of staying open when fear wants you to close. When God placed this in front of you, it may have stirred both fear and faith. Maybe one part of you felt hope. Another part felt scared. Maybe one part said, could this really be for me? Another part said, do not trust it. That inner pull is not a sign that you are wrong. It is often a sign that you are close to something important. When something new approaches, the old fear wakes up. When a door begins to open, the old belief says, are we safe? When love comes near, the old wound says, will this hurt? When peace becomes possible, the old habit says, can we really live without panic? This is why you must become gentle with yourself. You cannot shame fear into faith. You cannot punish yourself into peace. You cannot hate the frightened part of you and expect your heart to open. The way forward is kindness. Look at fear like a small child standing in a dark room. The child does not need a lecture. The child does not need to be called weak. The child needs a hand. The child needs a soft voice. The child needs to hear, I am here. You are safe. We are not alone. Speak that way to yourself. I am here. I am safe in this breath. I can move slowly. I do not have to know everything. I can trust one step. This is how fear begins to calm. Not because you deny it, but because you bring love to it. I meet my fear with love. I choose trust one breath at a time. Say this not as a rule, but as comfort. You are not trying to become perfect. You are trying to become present. You are trying to return to the truth that fear is a voice, but it is not God. Fear is a feeling, but it is not your future. Fear is a memory, but it is not the whole story. The mirror of your life may be showing you where fear still lives. That does not mean something is wrong with you. It means something wants to be healed. When you look in a mirror and see a tired face, you do not break the mirror. You wash your face, You rest. You speak kindly. You care for what is being shown. In the same way, when life shows you fear, do not break yourself with blame. Care for the fear. Ask what it needs. Ask what it remembers. Ask what loving thought can answer it today. Maybe fear needs to hear, I am not alone. Maybe fear needs to hear, this time I will not abandon myself. Maybe fear needs to hear, I do not have to run after what is not for me. Maybe fear needs to hear, God can still bring good from this. My dear, the mirror is not your enemy. It is a place of honesty. It shows what is ready for love. And right now, if fear is being shown to you, maybe that is because your faith is ready to grow stronger, not in a hard way, not in a forced way, in a soft, steady way. You do not have to choose faith for your whole life today. Choose it for this breath, this moment, this small place inside. Fear loves to speak about the future because the future is unknown. It says, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if you lose? What if you fail? What? And if you are disappointed again? It pulls you into stories that have not happened. It fills your body with pain from a future that may never come. Faith brings you back to now. Faith says, right now you are breathing. Faith says, right now you are held. Faith says, right now you can choose one peaceful thought. Faith says, right now life is still moving. This is why the present moment is healing. Fear cannot control you as strongly when you return to the body. Feel your hands. Feel your heart. Feel your stomach moving with breath. Feel the support under you. Feel the space around you. You are here, not in the old pain, not in the imagined disaster. Here, and here, God can meet you, not yesterday, not tomorrow, here. Sometimes the biggest shift in your life begins when you stop arguing with fear and start answering it with faith. Fear says, I am behind. Faith says, I am moving in divine timing. Fear says, I missed my chance. Faith says, what is for me can still find me. Fear says, I am not ready. Faith says, I can be guided as I grow. Fear says, I do not know the way. Faith says, the next step will be shown. Notice how faith does not always give a full map. It gives enough light for the next step. It gives enough peace for the next breath. It gives enough courage for the next choice. That is often how guidance works. Not the whole road at once, just the next clear step. My dear, if you wait until all fear is gone before you move, you may wait forever. Fear may still speak when you take the step. Let it speak. You do not need to obey every word it says. You can walk gently with fear beside you while faith holds your hand. This is a very deep kind of strength. Not the kind that looks hard on the outside, the kind that is soft but steady, the kind that says, I may be afraid, but I will not close my heart completely. The kind that says, I may not know what comes next, but I will not use fear as my guide. The kind that says, I will let God show me one step at a time. Something big is coming, but to receive it, you may need to learn the difference between warning and wound. Sometimes the body warns you because something is wrong, but sometimes the body reacts because something old is being touched. A new blessing may feel strange if you are used to pain. Peace may feel strange if you are used to chaos. Real love may feel strange if you are used to proving your worth. This is why you must slow down and ask, is this fear protecting me from danger, or is it protecting me from change? That question can bring light. If something asks you to lose yourself, that is not peace. If something asks you to hate yourself, that is not love. If something asks you to betray your spirit, that is not guidance. But if something asks you to grow, open, heal, trust, and receive, fear may rise simply because the old self does not know this new space yet. Be patient. New peace can feel unfamiliar. New love can feel unfamiliar. New worth can feel unfamiliar. But unfamiliar does not always mean unsafe. Let the heart learn slowly. You are allowed to take your time with trust. You are allowed to test the ground with one foot before stepping fully. You are allowed to ask God for peace, signs, wisdom, and clear feeling. You are allowed to say, I want to trust, but I am scared. That honesty is beautiful. It is real. It is a prayer by itself. Faith is not pretending. Faith is telling the truth in the presence of love. So tell the truth. I feel afraid. I feel tired. I want to trust. I need help. I am ready to be guided. These words do not make you weak. They make you open. And an open heart can be led. My dear, fear often says, close your heart so you will never hurt again. But a closed heart also blocks joy. It blocks help. It blocks beauty. It blocks the simple good that life is trying to give. Faith does not ask you to be careless with your heart. Faith asks you to be loving with it, to protect it without locking it away, to honor it without building walls so high that even blessings cannot enter. This is the balance. Open but wise. Soft but strong. Trusting but grounded. Loving but not lost. You can become this person. In fact, you are becoming this person now. Each time you pause before reacting, you are becoming. Each time you breathe instead of panic, you are becoming. Each time you speak kindly to the frightened part of yourself, you are becoming. Each time you choose one thought of faith over 10 thoughts of fear, you are becoming. And this becoming matters. Maybe God placed this in front of you because the next blessing cannot be received by the old fearful version of you. Not because that version is bad. That version helped you survive. But the next season may ask for a softer trust, a wider heart, a calmer mind, a deeper knowing that you do not have to fight for everything. The old self says, I must protect myself from all pain. The soul says, I can protect my peace and still receive love. The old self says, nothing good lasts. The soul says, I am willing to let good stay. The old self says, I must control the ending. The soul says, I trust the one who sees the whole story. Let that sink in. You do not see the whole story yet. Fear does not see it either. Fear only sees old pain and present uncertainty. But God sees the whole path. God sees the door, the timing, the lesson, the healing, the blessing, the person you are becoming, and the good that is still on its way. So when fear speaks, do not bow to it. When faith speaks, lean closer. When your heart trembles, hold it gently. When your mind runs ahead, come back to this breath. I meet my fear with love. I choose trust one breath at a time. Again, I meet my fear with love. I choose trust one breath at a time. Feel the soft movement under your hand. Feel the way your body responds when you stop fighting yourself. You are allowed to feel all that you feel. You are allowed to be in the middle. You are allowed to be both afraid and hopeful. You are allowed to be healing and still tender. You are allowed to be guided even while you are learning how to trust. This is not failure. This is the path. And on this path, faith does not need to defeat fear in one day. It only needs to answer it again and again with love. You do not need to be perfect to be ready. You do not need to have every answer. You do not need to feel brave every minute. You do not need to know exactly how the blessing will come, when the door will open, or what the next chapter will look like. Readiness is not perfection. Readiness is willingness. It is the small, honest place inside you that says, I may not know everything, but I am open to being led. Step now. Feel your feet if they are touching the floor. Feel the chair under you or the bed or the blanket against your body. Feel how something is holding you right now without asking you to earn it. The floor does not say, prove your worth before I support you. The chair does not say, be perfect before I hold you. Life gives support in simple ways all the time. The breath comes, the ground holds, the heart beats, the moment remains. My dear, maybe readiness begins by noticing that you are already being supported. You may have been waiting to feel fully healed before you say yes to life again. You may have been waiting until fear disappears. You may have been waiting until your past makes sense. You may have been waiting until every person understands you. But if you wait for perfect conditions, the heart may stay closed for a very long time. Readiness can be gentle. Readiness can be quiet. Readiness can begin with 3 simple words. I am ready. Not ready to control everything. Not ready to force anything. Not ready to know the whole future. Ready to receive the next step. Ready to trust a little more. Ready to stop calling yourself unworthy. Ready to let good come in a form you did not expect. Ready to believe that God placed this in front of you for a reason. If this message feels like it reached you at the right time, you may write, I am ready to receive. Let it be a small promise to your own heart. Not a promise to be perfect. Not a promise to never feel afraid. Not a promise to understand everything. A promise to stop closing the door on your own good. A promise to let your heart open one small inch. A promise to meet life with softer hands. I am ready for the good that belongs to me. I walk forward with a peaceful heart. Let those words be simple. Let them move slowly. Do not rush them. Readiness does not need to be loud. Sometimes the most powerful yes is whispered through tears. Sometimes the most honest yes is spoken while the hands still shake. Sometimes the soul says yes long before the mind knows how everything will work. If God placed this in front of you, there is a reason your heart can feel it. There is a reason these words touch something in you. There is a reason the idea of something big coming does not only make you curious, but also makes you feel seen. There is a reason you are being invited to open, not with pressure, but with peace. Think of a bridge. A bridge does not ask you to see the whole land on the other side before you take the first step. It simply offers a way across. You can stand at the start and look forward. You may not know exactly what is waiting. You may feel the old ground behind you and the open space ahead. But the bridge is there, the path is there, and the first step is not the whole journey. It is only the beginning. Readiness is that first step, not the 10th step, not the final step, just the first. Maybe your first step is saying, I will stop speaking to myself with hate. Maybe your first step is resting without guilt. Maybe your first step is forgiving yourself for not knowing better before. Maybe your first step is no longer chasing what makes you feel small. Maybe your first step is praying in your own simple words. Maybe your first step is allowing yourself to hope again. That is enough. Do not make readiness heavy. Do not turn it into another task. Your soul does not need more pressure. It needs permission. Permission to begin again. Permission to move slowly. Permission to trust the small light. Permission to believe that good can arrive without pain attached to it. My dear, there may be a part of you that says, but I am not ready. Listen to that part kindly. It may be scared. It may remember the times you opened your heart and were hurt. It may remember the times you believed and felt disappointed. It may remember the times you tried and nothing worked. Do not silence that part with anger. Sit with it. Tell it. We do not have to run. We only have to take one step. One step is gentle. One step is possible. One step is enough for today. The path of the soul is not walked by jumping over everything you fear. It is walked by placing one honest foot in front of the other. Sometimes you walk with confidence. Sometimes you walk with tears. Sometimes you walk while asking God to carry the part of you that feels too tired. All of it counts. You are still moving. You are still healing. You are still being guided. Maybe the big thing coming is not something that drops into your life all at once. Maybe it is something you meet step by step. A new way of thinking, a deeper peace, a better choice, a healthier love, a stronger faith, a clearer path, a life where you no longer feel the need to fight for every piece of good. That kind of blessing needs inner room. That kind of blessing asks you to become willing. So say, I am ready, and mean it in the softest way. I am ready to be guided. I am ready to be loved in healthy ways. I am ready to stop blocking my own good. I am ready to trust that what is meant for me can find me. I am ready to walk forward with God. These words are not magic in a childish way. They are powerful because they change your inner posture. They move you from closed to open, from fighting to allowing, from shame to worth, from panic to peace. When you say, I am ready, life hears the opening. Your own heart hears it too. And sometimes your own heart is the first place that needs to hear your yes. For too long you may have told yourself, not yet. I am not enough yet. I am not healed enough yet. I am not strong enough yet. I am not loved enough yet. But what if you are ready enough for the next step? Not for the whole mountain, not for the whole road, just the next step. The next step may be small, but it can still be holy. It may be drinking a glass of water and choosing not to spiral. It may be closing your eyes and taking 3 slow breaths. It may be writing one honest line in a notebook. It may be saying, I forgive myself for the way I survived. It may be deciding that today you will not chase someone who keeps making you feel unwanted. It may be opening your heart to the thought that life can still surprise you with good. Small steps prepare the soul for bigger doors. This is why you should not despise the simple things. A bridge is crossed step by step. A staircase is climbed one step at a time. You may want the whole result now, but life may be lovingly building your strength. It may be teaching you how to receive without fear. It may be teaching you how to trust without grabbing. It may be teaching you how to walk into good and not run back to old pain because peace feels unfamiliar. My dear, sometimes the reason something big does not come all at once is because your nervous system is learning safety. Your heart is learning that love does not always leave. Your mind is learning that calm does not mean danger is coming. Your body is learning that you do not need chaos to feel alive. These lessons may be quiet, but they are deep. Be patient with yourself. You are not late. You are not too slow. You are not failing because you need time. A bridge does not shame you for walking slowly. A path does not insult you because you pause. A staircase does not say, "Why are you not already at the top?" It simply remains there, ready for your next step. Let life be that gentle with you. Let God be that gentle with you. Let yourself be that gentle with you. There may be old voices inside that say, readiness must look strong. They may say you must have no fear, no doubt, no sadness, no questions. But those voices are not telling the truth. Readiness can include tears. Readiness can include trembling. Readiness can include uncertainty. Readiness can sound like, "I do not know how, but I am willing." That is a sacred sentence. I do not know how, but I am willing. It opens more doors than panic ever could. It invites guidance. It invites peace. It invites help. When you are willing, you do not have to carry the whole plan. You only have to stay open to the next right step. And sometimes the next right step is not action outside of you. Sometimes it is an inner shift. It is choosing not to believe the worst. It is choosing not to punish yourself. It is choosing to stop calling your desire foolish. It is choosing to believe that if God placed this in front of you, then there is wisdom here. You may not know the full meaning yet. That is okay. Meaning often opens slowly. A path is understood by walking it. The first step may only show you the second. The second may only show you the third. This can feel hard for the mind because the mind wants the whole map. But the soul can live with a lamp. It can walk by soft light. It can trust that each step will be shown when it is time. My dear, you are not being asked to leap into darkness. You are being asked to take the next step with God. There is a difference. Darkness without trust feels empty. But the unknown with God can become a holy path. You may not see everything, but you are not walking alone. Feel your feet again. Feel the support under you. Let your body remember, I am held. Now say softly, I am ready for the next step. I am ready to receive in peace. I am ready to trust what God is opening. Let these words clear a path inside you. Let them be like a small bridge across fear. You do not have to run across. You can walk. You can pause. You can breathe. But do not turn back only because the old voice says, stay where it is familiar. Familiar is not always safe. Familiar is not always loving. Familiar is only what you know. And you are allowed to know something new. You are allowed to know peace. You are allowed to know healthy love. You are allowed to know a life where you do not wake up already tired from fighting your own mind. You are allowed to know what it feels like to be guided instead of driven by fear. This is part of readiness too. allowing yourself to want something better without shame. Some people feel guilty for wanting more peace, more love, more ease, more joy. They think wanting more means they are ungrateful. But wanting to grow is not ungrateful. Wanting to heal is not selfish. Wanting to receive good is not wrong. The heart was made to expand. Life wants to bless through you and as you. Your good does not steal from anyone else. Your healing does not harm anyone else. Your peace can become a light for others too. So let yourself say yes without guilt. I am ready to receive. 3 simple words, a small promise, a quiet opening. The more you say it with love, the more your heart begins to believe it. And when the heart begins to believe, the body softens. The eyes see differently. The mind stops fighting every unknown. You begin to notice support where before you only noticed lack. You begin to notice small doors where before you saw only walls. You begin to notice that life has been speaking all along. Maybe the bridge has been here longer than you thought. Maybe you were not ready to see it until now. Maybe the path did not appear because you forced it, but because you finally became still enough to notice. This is how readiness works. It changes your seeing. It helps you recognize what fear used to hide. It helps you feel the small pull of guidance. It helps you receive help without pushing it away. It helps you stop saying no to the very good you prayed for. My dear, something big is coming does not mean you must become anxious and watch every corner. It means you can become peaceful and open. It means you can prepare your heart by choosing kindness, trust, and space. It means you can stop blocking the good with the old belief that you are not worthy. You are worthy now, not later, not after you fix every part of yourself, not after everyone approves of you, not after you understand the whole plan. Now, your worth was never waiting at the end of the road. It has been walking with you the whole time. You may have forgotten it. Pain may have covered it. Fear may have argued with it. But it has not left. And perhaps this is part of what God placed in front of you today, the reminder that you are allowed to receive because you are already worthy of good. Not because you earned it through suffering, not because you proved yourself through pain, not because you never made mistakes, because you are a child of life, held by love, guided by something greater than fear. Let that truth meet the places inside you that still feel small. Let it speak to the part that thinks blessings are for other people. Let it speak to the part that watches good happen for others and wonders, when will it be my turn? Let it speak gently. Your good has not forgotten you. Maybe your good is coming in a way you cannot see yet. Maybe it is being shaped through the lessons of this very season. Maybe the waiting is clearing you. Maybe the delay is protecting you. Maybe the quiet is teaching you to hear. Maybe the next step is closer than it looks. You do not need to know all of it today. You only need to be ready for the next peaceful yes. Say it again softly. I am ready. Not desperate, not forcing, not chasing. Ready, ready to be guided. Ready to release what blocks love. Ready to stop making fear the leader. Ready to take the next step across the bridge, even if the other side is not fully clear yet. The first step is sacred because it changes your position. You are no longer only standing at the edge, staring, doubting, wondering. You are moving. Even if the movement is inner, even if no one else can see it, even if it is only one breath, one word, one small yes. God sees it. Your soul feels it. Life responds to it. And the bridge waits with patience beneath your feet, asking only for the next step. Something big cannot enter a life that is filled with old fear, old pain, and old stories that no longer belong to you. This is not said to blame you. It is said to free you. You have carried many things for a long time. Some of them were never yours to carry. Some were placed on you by other people's words. Some came from past pain. Some came from disappointment. Some came from trying to survive in seasons where you did not feel safe. And because you carried them for so long, they began to feel normal. But normal is not always peaceful. Normal is not always loving. Normal is not always true. My dear, God placed this in front of you because something in your life is asking for space. Not more pressure, not more fear, not more rushing. Space. A quiet place in your heart where the new can enter. A soft opening where good can come in without fighting through every old belief that says, I am not worthy, it will not happen, or good things do not stay for me. Those thoughts may have felt true because you repeated them for years. But a repeated thought is not always truth. Sometimes it is only an old echo. Sometimes it is only the voice of a past version. Some of you who did not yet know how loved, guided, and supported you truly are. Clear enough. Take a slow breath and imagine your heart as a room, not a perfect room, not a room that must impress anyone, just a simple room inside you. Maybe there are old boxes in the corners. Maybe there are words written on the walls from years ago. Maybe there are memories stacked near the door. Maybe there are fears sitting in the chair where peace should sit. Maybe there is very little space because so much old hurt has been stored there. Now imagine opening a window, not the whole house, just one window. Fresh air enters. Light enters. The room begins to change, not because everything was fixed in one moment, but because you allowed something new to move through it. This is what making room means. It does not mean you must heal everything today. It does not mean you must forget your past. It does not mean you must pretend you were never hurt. It simply means you are ready to stop giving old pain the best seat in your heart. I make room for peace. I make room for love. I make room for the next good thing. Say that gently, not like a demand, but like a soft truth. I make room for peace. I make room for love. I make room for the next good thing. There is so much power in making room. When your cup is already full of fear, there is no space for trust. When your mind is full of worst-case stories, there is no space for new ideas. When your heart is full of old pain that you keep touching every day, there is very little space for the love that wants to come in now. This is why release is not loss. Release is room. You are not losing yourself by letting go of fear. You are finding yourself. You are not betraying the past by healing. You are honoring the life that still wants to grow through you. You are not being cold by choosing peace. You are becoming wise enough to stop carrying things that God never asked you to carry. Old mind says, hold on to everything. Soul says, make space for what is trying to enter. Old mind says, if I let go, I will have nothing. Soul says, if I let go, I can finally receive. Old mind says, this pain is part of who I am. Soul says, this pain is something I survived. It is not the whole of me. My dear, there is a difference between remembering and living there. There is a difference between learning from the past and building a home inside it. There is a difference between honoring what happened and letting it decide everything that can happen next. You are allowed to leave the old room. You are allowed to open the window. You are allowed to clear space. Think of a cup that is filled to the very top. If someone tries to pour fresh water into it, the water spills over. The cup cannot receive because it is already full. Many hearts are like this, full of old words, full of fear, full of anger, full of shame, full of disappointment, full of thoughts that have been repeated for so long that they feel like walls. But you can empty the cup slowly. One thought at a time, one breath at a time, one old story at a time. You do not have to empty it all today. Begin with one thing, one small thing, one fear you are ready to stop feeding, one sad sentence you are ready to stop saying about yourself, one memory you are ready to stop using as proof that your future must hurt too. Maybe you can release the thought, nothing works for me. Maybe you can release the thought, I am always behind. Maybe you can release the thought, I must do everything alone. Maybe you can release the thought, if it is good, it will leave. Maybe you can release the thought, I am too broken to receive. These thoughts are not your home. They are old dust in a room that is ready for light. Breathe again. Feel the air after you exhale. That small, empty space after the breath leaves your body is peaceful. It is not frightening. It is not bad. It is simply space. And then, naturally, the next breath comes in. This is a simple lesson your body gives you all day long. You release and then you receive. You exhale and then you inhale. You let go and then life fills you again. The body understands what the mind often forgets. Release makes receiving possible. Letting go is part of being filled again. I make room for the good that is coming. I bless what leaves and welcome what arrives. Let those words be like warm hands around your heart. You do not have to push anything out with anger. You can bless what is leaving. You can say, "Thank you for what you taught me. I do not need to carry you anymore." You can say, "This fear tried to protect me, but now I choose peace." You can say, "This pain was real, but it does not get to write the rest of my life." That is not denial. That is freedom. Sometimes people are afraid to make room because space feels strange. If you have lived with worry for a long time, peace can feel empty at first. If you have lived with chaos for a long time, calm can feel unfamiliar. If you have lived with pain for a long time, joy can feel suspicious. The nervous system may ask, "Is this safe? Can good really stay? Can I rest without something bad happening?" Be gentle with yourself. You are learning a new way. You are learning that peace is safe. You are learning that calm does not mean danger is near. You are learning that you do not need to fill every quiet space with fear. My dear, when something big is coming, there is often a clearing first. This clearing can look like things leaving. It can look like plans changing. It can look like old friendships fading. It can look like a desire losing its power. It can look like feeling uncomfortable in places that once felt normal. It can look like not being able to ignore your own heart anymore. Do not be afraid of the clearing. The clearing does not mean you are losing your life. It may mean your life is making room for truth. Think of a house before a guest arrives. You open the windows, you clear the table, you make space, you remove what no longer belongs. Not because the house was bad, but because something new is coming in. In the same way, life may be helping you clear your inner house. It may be showing you what blocks love. It may be showing you what blocks peace. It may be showing you where you still say no to your own good. This is why awareness is a gift. When you see the old pattern, you can choose differently. When you notice the old fear, you can breathe. When you hear the old story, you can answer with love. You can say, "I see you, but I am not living from you anymore." Maybe for 3 minutes today, you clear one small space, a table, a corner, a drawer, a place beside your bed. Not because the space itself is the whole answer, but because the outer action can teach the inner heart. As you clear one small place, say, "I make room for good." Let every small thing you move become a message to your soul. I make room for peace. I make room for blessing. I make room for God to surprise me. 3 minutes may seem simple, but simple things can be holy when done with love. You are telling your inner world, I am no longer available to be crowded by fear. You are telling your heart there is space for something better. You are telling life, I am willing to receive. And my dear, that willingness matters. You do not have to know exactly what is coming. You do not have to name it. You do not have to plan every step. You only need to become open enough to let it arrive in the form that is right for your soul. Sometimes we block blessings because they do not look like the picture we made in our mind. Sometimes the good comes quietly, and we miss it because we expected something loud. Sometimes love comes gently, and we do not trust it because we are used to being pulled and pushed. Make room for the unexpected good. Make room for quiet good. Make room for slow good. Make room for good that does not need to hurt you first. You are allowed to receive in peace. You are allowed to be blessed without fear. You are allowed to let life become softer. God placed this in front of you not only to tell you that something big is coming, but to ask you to become available for it. Available in your heart, available in your thoughts, available in your spirit, available in the way you speak to yourself, available in the way you let go of what keeps you closed. Do not fill the new doorway with old fear. Do not bring every old pain into the next room. Do not carry every past rejection into the place where love is trying to meet you. Leave something down, even one thing, one heavy thought, one old fear, one belief that no longer serves your peace. That is enough for today. You are making room. And room is where grace enters. Your peace is part of what is preparing you for the blessing. This may sound simple, but it is very deep. Many people think preparation means doing more, planning more, fixing more, chasing more, proving more. But sometimes the deepest preparation is becoming calm enough to receive, calm enough to hear guidance, calm enough to stop pushing away good, calm enough to trust that what is meant for you does not need to arrive through panic. Align, receive. Let your shoulders drop. Let the small ache between your shoulder blades soften. You may not even know how much tension you have been in holding there. Maybe your body has been carrying thoughts your mouth never said. Maybe your back has been holding pressure. Maybe your chest has been holding worry. Maybe your jaw has been holding words you were afraid to speak. Breathe into those places, not with force, with kindness. My dear, your energy speaks before your words do. When you are filled with fear, you may say you trust, but your body says, I am not safe. When you are filled with panic, you may ask for good, but your heart may still be closed. When you are filled with shame, you may want love, but you may not let it land when it comes near. This is why your inner state matters. Not because you must become perfect, not because you must never feel sad or afraid, but because peace gives you the space to recognize what God is sending. Peace helps you hear the quiet yes. Peace helps you feel the difference between what is meant for you and what only triggers old fear. When I am calm, I can hear more clearly. When I am open, I can receive more gently. When I am grateful, I can see more beauty. Say that slowly. When I am calm, I can hear more clearly. When I am open, I can receive more gently. When I am grateful, I can see more beauty. Your calm is not empty. Your calm is full of trust. Your calm says, I do not need to fight the whole world today. Your calm says, I can take one step and let God handle what I cannot see. Your calm says, I am not alone in this. Think of yourself like a magnet. A magnet does not chase. It does not run around begging. It simply becomes what it is, and what belongs with it is drawn near. In the same way, when your inner world becomes more peaceful, more loving, and more open, you begin to notice different things. You notice support. You notice ideas. You notice kind people. You notice small doors. You notice moments of help. You notice signs that fear used to hide from you. This does not mean you never act. It means you act from alignment, not panic. Panic grabs, peace receives. Panic says, I must have this now. Peace says, what is right for me will come in the right way. Panic says, if I do not control this, I will lose it. Peace says, what is meant for my soul cannot be taken by delay. My calm heart welcomes good. I am aligned with love, peace, and right timing. Let those words move through your body. Let them reach your shoulders. Let them reach your chest. Let them reach the tired places. Let them reach the part of you that thinks you must worry in order to be responsible. Worry is not proof that you care. Fear is not proof that you are paying attention. You can care and still be peaceful. You can prepare and still trust. You can desire something deeply and still not let it steal your whole spirit. My dear, your energy is being aligned because the next season needs a different version of you. Not a perfect version, a more peaceful one, a more honest one, a more open one. A version of you that does not run back to old fear every time life becomes quiet. A version of you that can hold good without asking when it will leave. A version of you that can recite, for love without thinking it must be earned through pain. This is the inner work, and it matters. Stay with this, because this is where the message becomes personal. Something big is coming, but your peace helps you receive it. If you are still living from the old fear, you may not recognize the new blessing. You may question it, push it away, chase it too hard, or try to control it until it no longer feels like a blessing. But when you are aligned with peace, you can let good come near without needing to trap it. You can let people show you who they are without forcing them to be what you want. You can let doors open naturally. You can let timing unfold without insulting yourself during the wait. Alignment means your inner world is facing the direction of trust. It means your thoughts are not fighting your prayers. It means your words are not closing the door your heart is asking to open. It means your body is learning that receiving can be safe. This is important because many people ask for blessings while secretly feeling unworthy of them. They ask for love but expect rejection. They ask for abundance but expect loss. They ask for peace but keep rehearsing danger. They ask for a sign but believe they will be ignored. There is no shame in this. It is only a place that needs healing. You can begin again, right now, with one softer thought, with one deeper breath, with one gentle statement, I am willing to receive good. You do not have to force your mind to be positive all day. That becomes another pressure. Instead, return to peace when you notice you have left it. Return again and again. This is alignment, not never drifting, returning. When fear rises, return. When doubt speaks, return. When the mind runs ahead, return. When the old story begins, return. Return to the heart. Return to breath. Return to the simple truth that God placed this in front of you for a reason. And the reason is not to make you afraid. The reason is to bring you closer to trust. My dear, you may have felt heavy lately because your spirit has been trying to move into a new place, but old thoughts keep pulling it back. One thought says, I believe good is coming. Another says, but what if it never comes? One thought says, I am ready. Another says, but I am not enough. One thought says, God is guiding me. Another says, but I feel lost. This inner back and forth can be tiring, but do not judge it. It simply means your energy is being trained in a new direction. The old pattern is not leaving without speaking. Let it speak, but do not build your home there. You can answer gently. I hear the fear, but I choose peace. I hear the doubt, but I choose trust. I hear the old story, but I choose a new thought. This is not lying to yourself. This is leading yourself. You are not a victim of every thought that enters your mind. You can choose which thought gets your attention. You can choose which thought you water. You can choose which thought becomes your inner home. If a thought makes you feel small, pause. If a thought makes you feel hopeless, ask. If a thought tells you God has forgotten you, pause. Ask, is this love speaking or fear speaking? Love may correct you, but it will not destroy you. Love may guide you, but it will not shame you. Love may ask you to grow, but it will not tell you that you are worthless. The voice of love brings truth with peace. The voice of fear brings pressure with pain. Learn the difference. This is part of alignment too. Think of a radio. If it is not tuned clearly, you hear noise. The music is there, but the signal is not clear. You turn the dial slowly, little by little, until the sound becomes clean. Your heart works in a similar way. Peace helps you tune in. Gratitude helps you tune in. Kind words help you tune in. Rest helps you tune in. Prayer helps you tune in. Self-love helps you tune in. And when you are tuned to trust, life feels different. The same day may still have problems, but you do not feel as alone. The same question may still not be answered, but you do not feel as lost. The same waiting may still continue, but you do not feel as punished. That is alignment. It does not always change the outside first. It changes the way you stand inside the moment. And when the inside changes, your choices change. When your choices change, your path changes. When your path changes, your life begins to open in new ways. So do not think inner peace is nothing. It is the beginning of many things. Peace changes what you accept. Peace changes what you chase. Peace changes what you believe you deserve. Peace changes how you speak to yourself. Peace changes how you wait. Peace changes how you receive. My dear, when your energy is aligned with peace, you stop sending mixed messages to your own heart. You stop saying, "I want good," while calling yourself unworthy. You stop saying, "I trust God," while treating every delay like proof that you were abandoned. You stop saying, "I am ready," while keeping your hands closed around old pain. You become honest. You become open. You become steady. Not every day, not every moment, but more often. And that is enough. Small returns to peace become a new pattern. A new pattern becomes a new identity. A new identity becomes a new life. Let today be simple. When you notice worry, place your hand on your heart and breathe. When you notice doubt, speak one kind sentence. When you notice fear, soften your shoulders. When you notice old pain, say, "I am safe in this moment." When you notice good, even small good, give thanks. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways back into alignment. Not forced gratitude. Not pretending everything is fine. Real gratitude. The kind that says, "Even here, something is supporting me." The breath, the ground, the light, the chance to begin again. The fact that you are still here. The fact that your heart still wants healing. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for preparing what I cannot see. These simple words shift the heart. They move you from fear into trust. They remind you that life is not only a list of problems, it is also a field of quiet gifts. And when you begin to notice the gifts, your energy softens, your eyes open, your spirit becomes ready. Something big is coming, but do not wait for it with panic. Wait with peace. Wait with open hands. Wait with a heart that says, "I am willing to be surprised by good." You are being aligned with what you have been praying for. Maybe that is why certain old things no longer feel right. Maybe that is why certain thoughts feel too heavy now. Maybe that is why your heart is asking for quiet. Maybe that is why you are being drawn back to faith, back to prayer, back to yourself. You are not strange for changing. You are not wrong for wanting peace. You are not selfish for outgrowing what hurts your spirit. You are aligning. And as you align, you begin to receive in a new way. You begin to see that the blessing is not only what comes to you. The blessing is also who you become while you are waiting. Quiet does not mean nothing is happening. Sometimes the quiet is the place where the blessing is taking shape. Sometimes the silence is not absence, it is preparation. Sometimes the waiting is not punishment, it is protection. Sometimes the stillness is not a closed door, it is a sacred pause before the next door opens. Still, held. Take 2 slow breaths. With the first breath, let your body know, I am here. With the second breath, let your heart know, I am held. You do not need to rush. You do not need to force meaning into this moment. Just breathe and let the breath become an anchor. My dear, quiet can feel hard when you have been waiting for an answer. The mind wants signs every day. It wants proof. It wants a message, a call, a clear direction, a sudden open door. And when none of that appears, it begins to tell stories. It says, you have been forgotten. It says, nothing is coming. It says, you were foolish to hope. But the mind does not know everything. The mind sees the surface. God sees the whole movement. A boat does not need to see the bottom of the water to be held by it. It rests on the surface, carried by something deeper than itself. In the same way, you do not need to see everything happening underneath your life to be held by it. You may not see the answer forming. You may not see the person being prepared. You may not see the door being unlocked. You may not see the timing coming together. But you can still be held. You can still be guided. You can still be safe in the quiet. Control says, I need proof now. Trust says, peace is proof that I am held. Control says, if I cannot see it, it is not happening. Trust says, many things grow where I cannot see. Control says, I must make the next thing happen. Trust says, I can take the next step and let God move the rest. This is not easy at first. Waiting can bring up old fears. It can make you remember times when people did not come through, when prayers felt unanswered, when hope felt unsafe. But this waiting is not here to break you. It may be here to teach you a deeper peace than you have known before. Peace that does not depend on immediate proof. Peace that does not leave when the answer is delayed. Peace that stays even when the path is not fully clear. That kind of peace becomes an anchor. An anchor does not stop the water from moving. It keeps the boat steady while the water moves. This is what trust can do inside you. It may not stop every emotion. It may not answer every question today, but it can keep you from drifting into panic. It can hold you while life moves in ways you do not yet understand. I am held in the quiet. I trust the blessing I cannot yet see. Say it slowly. I am held in the quiet. I trust the blessing I cannot yet see. There is strength in those words. There is softness in them too. They do not demand that you understand. They simply invite you to rest. My dear, quiet does not mean forgotten. A field is quiet before harvest. A sky is quiet before dawn. A heart is quiet before it speaks its deepest truth. A blessing can be quiet before it appears. The quiet season may not look powerful, but it can be full of movement. This is where patience becomes holy. Not the patience that suffers in silence while feeling abandoned. Not the patience that pretends not to care. True patience is different. True patience says, I trust that life is still loving me even while I wait. It says, I do not need to punish myself during the pause. It says, I can use this waiting time to become softer, wiser, and more open. Waiting is not wasted when you are growing in it. Waiting is not empty when you are healing in it. Waiting is not cruel when it is making room for the right thing. Sometimes God does not give the answer quickly because the quick answer is not the full answer. Sometimes the delay protects you from choosing out of fear. Sometimes the pause gives your heart time to release what would have blocked the blessing. Sometimes the silence teaches you to listen deeper than words. And sometimes, my dear, the quiet is where your desire becomes pure. At first, you may want the blessing because you feel desperate. You may think, if I get this, then I will be safe. If I get this, then I will be worthy. If I get this, then I will finally be enough. But life wants you to know you are enough before the blessing comes. Life wants you to receive from wholeness, not emptiness. Life wants you to hold the good without making it your only reason to feel loved. This is a deep lesson. The blessing may add joy to your life, but it is not the source of your worth. The open door may bring change, but it is not the reason you matter. The answered prayer may bring peace, but the love of God was already with you before it arrived. When you know this, you receive differently. You do not cling so hard. You do not make the blessing responsible for healing every wound. You do not turn one person, one job, one answer, or one sign into your whole safety. You receive with gratitude, but you remain rooted in truth. This is why the quiet before the blessing matters. It roots you. It teaches you. It steadies you. It helps you become the person who can receive without losing yourself. Breathe again. 10. Listen to the quiet hum of the room around you. Listen to the stillness after you exhale. There may be noise outside, but inside this moment, there is a place where you can rest. A place where you do not have to know. a place where you do not have to chase, a place where you can simply be held. Let your breath be the anchor. Inhale, I am here. Exhale, I am held. Inhale, I am guided. Exhale, I trust. 2 slow breaths whenever fear rises. That is all. Not a long ritual, not something complicated. 2 slow breaths, one to return to the body, one to return to God. You can do this in the middle of worry. You can do this before answering a message. You can do this when the old fear says, nothing is happening. You can do this when your mind wants to run ahead. 2 breaths can become a bridge back to peace. My dear, the quiet before the blessing can also reveal what you truly believe. It can show you whether you trust only when things are easy or whether you are learning to trust even when the answer is unseen. This is not a test to shame you. It is a mirror to help you grow. If you notice doubt, love yourself. If you notice fear, love yourself. If you notice impatience, love yourself. If you notice that waiting feels painful, love yourself. Do not turn the quiet season into another reason to judge your heart. Your heart has been through enough. Speak to it gently. Tell it, we are learning. Tell it, we can wait with peace. Tell it, God has not forgotten us, because that is the truth. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not outside the reach of grace. You may be in a quiet place, but quiet places can be holy. Quiet places can hold deep preparation. Quiet places can be where the soul finally hears what the world was too loud to let it hear. Maybe in this quiet, you are learning that you do not need to beg. Maybe in this quiet, you are learning that you do not need to prove. Maybe in this quiet, you are learning that you can be loved without performing. Maybe in this quiet, you are learning that the next blessing will not require the old panic. That is beautiful. That is not delay without meaning. That is sacred preparation. Something big is coming, but the quiet before it is also part of the gift. It is teaching you to stand steady. It is teaching you to stay soft. It is teaching you that silence is not always empty. Sometimes silence is full of God. You may not hear a loud answer, but you may feel a calm knowing. You may not see a clear sign, but you may feel less afraid. You may not know the timing, but you may feel that something is being arranged. Trust that. The soul often knows before the mind can explain. And when the mind asks for proof, you can answer with peace. Not because you have every detail, but because you know you are held. Not because the blessing has arrived yet, but because your spirit is no longer willing to live in constant fear. Let the quiet hold you. Let the stillness teach you. Let the waiting soften you. Let the unseen be trusted. God placed this in front of you because you are being reminded that quiet, it is not the end. It may be the breath before the opening. It may be the pause before the answer. It may be the calm water before the boat begins to move again. And when it moves, you will be more ready than you were before. What God placed in front of you is not here by mistake, and the door will open in perfect order. You do not need to push against it until your spirit is tired. You do not need to stand in fear, asking every hour if life has forgotten you. You do not need to prove that you deserve what has already been written in love for your path. Your work is simpler, softer, and deeper. Stay open. Stay honest. Stay ready. Place your hand on your heart again, just as you did in the beginning. Feel the warmth of your hand. Feel the steady beat beneath it. Feel the calm that has slowly entered your body through these words. Maybe not all fear is gone. That is okay. Maybe not every question has been answered. That is okay too. You do not need a perfect mind to trust. You only need a willing heart. My dear, this is where we return to the beginning, but not as the same person. At the beginning, the message was simple. God placed this in front of you because something big is coming. Now you can feel it in a deeper way. It is not only about an outer event. It is not only about a surprise, a door, a person, or a change. It is also about the way your heart is being prepared to receive. You have been asked to notice the sign. You have been asked to stop forcing. You have been asked to meet fear with love. You have been asked to make room. You have been asked to align with peace. You have been asked to trust the quiet. And now you are being asked to believe that the door opens in perfect order. Not always your order, not always your timing, not always in the form your mind planned, but in perfect order. Think of a curtain before a stage is revealed. Before it opens, there is a quiet moment. The room waits. The lights soften. The heart becomes still. You do not see what is behind the curtain yet, but you know something is there. The hidden does not mean empty. The closed curtain does not mean nothing has been prepared. It means the moment of showing has not yet arrived. And when the time is right, the curtain opens, not before, not late, in order. Your life can work this way too. There are things being prepared behind the curtain of your understanding. There are answers forming. There are paths being cleared. There are pieces moving. There are parts of you being strengthened, softened, and made ready. You may not see the full stage yet, but that does not mean nothing is there. I trust what is opening. I trust what is leaving. I trust what is coming. Say it softly. I trust what is opening. I trust what is leaving. I trust what is coming. The heart becomes calmer when it stops fighting every change. Some things leave because they are not part of the next act. Some doors close because they would have led you away from your peace. Some delays happen because the timing is being made kinder than the timing you wanted. Some people do not come with you because the next part of your life requires more truth than they are ready to honor. Let what leaves, leave with blessing. Let what opens, open with peace. Let what comes, come in the right way. This is not always easy. The heart may still ache. You may still miss what you thought would stay. You may still wonder why some things happened as they did. But even with those questions, you can begin to trust that life is not random. You can begin to trust that God can use even the confusing parts to guide you. You can begin to trust that something beautiful can still rise from what you did not understand. Ready, blessed. My dear, the door that is meant for you will not require you to hate yourself in order to enter. It will not require you to lose your soul. It will not require you to become smaller, colder, or less true. A real blessing may ask you to grow, but it will not ask you to abandon your heart. It may ask for courage, but it will not ask for self-betrayal. It may stretch you, but it will also bring a deeper sense of peace. Learn to know the difference. Some doors look bright but make your spirit heavy. Some doors look simple but lead you to peace. Some doors look delayed but are being held for the right time. Some doors look closed but are only waiting for your heart to be ready. Do not judge the door only by how it appears today. Ask how it feels in the deeper place. Does it bring peace under the fear? Does it call you toward truth? Does it help you become more loving toward yourself? Does it open without needing you to destroy your calm? These questions matter. Because something big coming does not mean every shiny thing is for you. It means the right thing is being guided toward you, and you are being guided toward it. The right door has a different feeling. It may make you nervous because it is new, but underneath the nervousness, there is a quiet yes. It may ask you to stretch, but underneath the stretch, there is life. It may surprise you, but underneath the surprise, there is peace. Follow peace, follow truth, follow the quiet yes. The door opens in perfect order when you stop trying to open every door yourself. You do not need to knock on walls. You do not need to beg at doors that have already shown you they are not yours. You do not need to turn one locked door into proof that life has no good for you. There are other doors. There are better doors. There are doors you cannot see from where you are standing now. And sometimes the best door appears after you stop staring at the wrong one. This is why release matters. This is why trust matters. This is why peace matters. You are not being asked to give up hope. You are being asked to give up the narrow picture of how hope must arrive. Let God be bigger than your plan. Let life be kinder than your fear. Let the blessing come in a way that your mind did not expect, but your soul can recognize. God placed this before me with love. I am ready for the good that is coming. I trust the perfect timing of my life. Let this affirmation settle into your heart, not as something loud, not as something forced. Let it feel like a gentle hand on your back, guiding you forward one step at a time. You do not need to know every detail. You do not need to know who, when, where, or how. You do not need to solve the whole story. You only need to stay open, gentle, and ready. The next chapter may not arrive the way you imagined. It may begin with a simple choice, a peaceful no, a brave yes, a new thought, a sudden release, a quiet meeting, a message that comes at the right time, a door that opens after you stopped forcing it, a feeling inside that says, "This is where I go now." Be willing to be surprised. Be willing to be guided. Be willing to receive without fear, deciding the shape of the blessing. My dear, when the curtain opens, you will understand why some things needed time. You will understand why certain doors closed. You will understand why your heart had to become stronger. You will understand why you were asked to rest, release, and trust. The waiting will not feel wasted when you see what it prepared. One day, you may look back and say, "Now I understand. That delay protected me. That ending cleared space. That quiet season taught me to hear. That pain showed me where I needed love. That sign was real. That door was being prepared all along." Until that day, trust what you can. Trust this breath. Trust this moment. Trust the small peace rising in you. Trust that if God placed this in front of you, then there is meaning here. Trust that something big can come without you forcing it. Trust that you are allowed to receive good in a gentle way. The door opens in perfect order, not by panic, not by pressure, not by proving, by timing, by trust, by love, by the quiet movement of grace through your life. So hold your heart gently. Bless the path behind you. Bless the space around you. Bless the door before you. You do not need to break it down. You do not need to fear it. You do not need to understand it fully. You only need to be present enough to know when peace says, "Step forward." And when that moment comes, you will know. The message is simple, but it is powerful. What is in front of you now is not random. It may be a sign. It may be a lesson. It may be a doorway. It may be a quiet preparation for something your heart has been asking for. You may not see the full meaning today, but you can begin to trust that life is not empty and your path is not forgotten. God placed this in front of you with love, not to scare you, not to rush you, not to make you feel behind, but to remind you that something within you is waking up. The old fear does not get to lead the next chapter. The old pain does not get to decide what you can receive. The old story does not get to close the door that God is opening. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to make room for peace. You are allowed to trust that something good can come, even after a long season of waiting. My dear, take one final slow breath. Feel your hand on your heart. Feel the warmth. Feel the life still moving in you. Feel the part of you that is tired but still willing. That willingness is whole. That small yes is enough. You do not need to chase what is meant for you. You do not need to force the timing. You do not need to carry every fear into tomorrow. You can release. You can open. You can receive. Say softly, God placed this before me with love. I am ready for the good that is coming. I trust the perfect timing of my life. Let the words become quiet inside you. Let them rest there. Let them remind you that the blessing does not need your fear to arrive. It needs your open heart, your peaceful trust, and your willingness to take the next step when the time is right. Something big is coming, but you do not have to meet it with panic. Meet it with peace. Meet it with faith. Meet it with open hands. And remember, every door that is truly meant for you will open in the right way, at the right time, with the right grace. Everything is unfolding in perfect order.